What's up, everyone? Am I live? I can't even tell. But I'm gonna go for it. What's up, everyone? I hope you're all doing great out there. Coming with another live from Los Angeles, and I just want to say I'm still shocked from last night. If you guys were watching the UFC fight, so oh man, Conor gets knocked out for the first time in his career, so that was absolutely shocking. I know a lot of you guys are also shocked as well. As for what happened, I mean, I really didn't see that happening. I really didn't think Dustin would, have the capacity to knock Conor out, only because Conor is just so good on the feet. So that's just so surprising to see. Dustin Poirier, beat Conor like that, because believe me, a lot of people lost money last night, including myself, though I didn't bet on the Conor fight. However, I know a lot of people did go ahead and bet on Conor to get the victory over Dustin Poirier, but well, what do we know? Dustin ends up knocking Conor out in the second round, which was something, you know, that could have happened. I mean, I'm not saying it was that was impossible. I mean, it certainly happened. I just thought that the likelihood of Conor, being finished would have been via submission, because I think Dustin has a bit of ground game, as we saw in the first round whenever he took Conor to the floor. So yeah, I mean, I thought if the fight was gonna end in a KO, I thought that it would be Conor getting the victory. But wowie wow, aren't we all surprised? For Dustin Poirier to get the job done in the second round, and I must say, congrats to him. He put in the work, like you said in the post conference, and that's just really really cool, for him. So congrats to Dustin. Um, but yeah, I mean, as for the card in itself, it was extremely exciting. The co-main event, Dan Hooker against Michael Chandler, the way that just there was at one point in the fight, Chandler kicked Dan Hooker in the stomach, and this guy like literally flew to the cage. The cage fence. So I was like, wow, this dude's got power. And then a few moments later, he ends up knocking Dan Hooker out. So yeah, I mean, I actually bet on the Antonio Silva fight against what's his face, Brad Tavares, because I thought Antonio Silva Jr. would be able to get Brad Tavares to the floor and get a submission or decision victory, but that didn't work out. I was hoping the result of that would have been similar to the Chiesa and Neil Magny fight, whenever Chiesa just would take Magny down every single time and just stay on top of him until the fight was over. So that was the fight. I placed the bet on the Brad Tavares and Carlos Jr. fight. But yeah, that didn't go my way. Brad Tavares got the victory, and I lost money. But hey, this happens. It's part of the game. Winning and losing is part of the game, but the point is to win more than lose more. So, and and then also, just going back to the main event, a lot of people saying, is Conor really done, or is this gonna make him more hungry? I watched the post conference, so just quite a bit of information that came out so far, but I got yeah. I see Connor making a quick return probably in April, I'm gonna assume. So yeah, I think we're gonna be seeing Connor a bit more frequently. I feel like he was very hesitant to lose. I feel like he was coming in with a lot of stress, and I think Connor kind of wants to lay low a little in terms of his name, just because there was always this expectation that Connor is gonna win. The odds are really bad, but hey, what happened? Dustin Poirier knocks him out in the second round, which is shocking. First time that happened to Conor. So, and I just want to say something. It's surprising and unsurprising at the same time, because everybody was with the mindset, and let's be real here, that Conor was gonna get the victory over Dustin Poirier, considering the first time they fought, and just the boxing event that Conor's been with against Floyd, and then you know and the odds, and just the way Conor has brought himself up in the sport. And Dustin has also been on the grind as well. I mean, since his loss to Conor, the guy got right back up, dusted himself off, and got like a couple wins in a row, and now he's um, you know, talked as one of the best athletes in the UFC. So yeah, I mean, Dustin is up there now. In terms of his name, his brand. He's got the hot sauce thing going, which is really cool. I love hot sauce, and actually, I just might go ahead and make a purchase of Dustin's hot sauce. So that's later for me to do. But man, oh man, yeah, that was super super surprising. I was absolutely shocked when the fight ended. I thought it was gonna go a little bit longer, or it was gonna end a lot quicker. So yeah, Dustin gets it done. So congrats to him. And as for what's next, I think Connor comes back. I mean, there's as lavishly as he spends his money, you want to be making that money back. And Connor didn't get paid like he got paid against Khabib or Floyd, but he still got paid. I'm sure he got over $1 million for this, and that's something. When you're a millionaire, it's something. So good for the two athletes. I think Dustin Poirier, definitely deserves more. So we'll see what happens. I mean, obviously from the post fight conference, they mentioned that as to whether or not Dustin would be able to fight Michael Chandler, but Dustin was like, not really, because he just beat someone that he beat. So he wanted to see Michael Chandler get some more experience in the UFC, and mentioned that Charles Oliveira has a solid chance to fight Michael Chandler. So that's something I'd actually like to see as well. But I feel like that fight would go similar to the fight that Dan Hooker had with Michael Chandler last night. I feel like Chandler's actually like a physical beast. I mean, this dude is strong, and if he's got the wrestling capabilities. So again, I think this guy would get it done against Charles Oliveira. But speaking of Michael Chandler so much, he called out Khabib and Conor last night right after he got the victory over Dan Hooker. So absolutely, um, crazy from a lot of people to think that, but I think he made an excellent choice in doing that, because every time you call someone out, you make noise. That's how you become famous. So just look at Connor and all the other people that are close to him. So first you win the fights, and then you make noise, and then when you back it up, that's when you really really become famous. So yeah, because like for example, Israel Adesanya doesn't talk so much, but just the wars that guy's been in and the way he brought himself up in the sport is just absolutely uh just crazy. Just because there's so much competition in that sport, and the fact that it's a fight, you never know what's gonna happen, right? Just like we saw yesterday. So yeah, it's cool, man. I love this sport. I mean, I watched NBA growing up, and I still like basketball. But just the players and teams changed so much, where I just diverged from it, and got busy with life in general. But now I like MMA, mixed martial arts, and fighting in general, and a little bit of boxing too here and there on the side to watch. So yeah, that's like the sport I'm sticking with right now. But Conor McGregor, I think, will bounce back from this, and I think he'll come back stronger. I think the fact that he's matured from the past few years in terms of the things he's gone through, I think has kept him a little bit away from the sport at the same time. But now I feel like that he's a little bit more back in the fighting style in terms of his mentality. Even though he got the loss last night, I think he'll bounce back hard from this, and I think this is an excellent opportunity for Conor to show to the world that he is still up there. So we'll have to wait and see who Conor fights next. But just to quickly mention, I think that a fight between Conor and Tony would be a good one. I think Conor and Tony, I think, are in a great position to be matched up. I think that would be an excellent fight. And I'm definitely sure that Tony would take that fight. Anyone would take the fight against Conor because it's just a money fight. That's just the way it is. So yesterday, whenever one of the reporters mentioned to Dustin Poirier, asked that, who do you want next? It looks like from what he was trying to say, he wanted the trilogy fight with Conor because when you think about it, that's just a money fight. You know, so he was definitely seemingly up to go again with Connor. Obviously, there everyone is there for money. Take the money out, nobody's gonna fight, right? So, yeah, money's obviously first there, and then the belt and the gold. Even though they like to say that in the opposite way, where they say, "Oh, I just wanted the belt on my left." Nobody, you wanted the money, and then you wanted the belt. So, that's just the way it is. But that's obviously understandable. So yeah, I think that Connor and Dustin will not fight again. Right after this, actually, I think Connor may want to get a what do you call it, a victory before fighting. Like top three again. But he's gonna fight someone in the top five, and the fact that a fight with Tony Ferguson is probable is definitely something that I would want to see. So that's there. And then what else? What else is there? And then Michael Chandler. I mean, he can fight Khabib. I'm sure Chandler would take the fight with Khabib. And then that would be really good too, because then that would be like, oh, the American versus the Russian. So it would be like the classic. How like there was Rocky. The movie whenever it was Russia against the U.S. much, and how like the U.S. won. Like apparently, kind of the similar thing here. It could be Khabib and Chandler, U.S. versus Russia. So that would definitely be something really fun to see. But I think Khabib wants GSP, and I think GSP wants so much money to the point where the UFC is like, we can't do it. So um, because I mean, let's be real. I mean, Khabib has always mentioned one more fight, and the person that's always been on his mind has been GSP, Georges St. Pierre. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, it looks like I thought at one point I heard that Dana didn't agree to this fight between Dustin and Connor. I thought he mentioned something like that where he was in a disagreement with the matchmakers, Sean Shelby. But yeah, I mean, I may be wrong. I just thought I just thought Dana mentioned something along those lines. But yeah, I got Connor coming back and the victory and the victory over someone like Tony Ferguson that would put him in a position to get at a chance at the interim belt. So we'll see what happens. But as for now, in that division, it's gonna be Dan Hooker. I mean, actually, Connor can fight Dan Hooker too, believe it or not. But see, Connor's a money fight, so anyone that wants to fight Connor, they're just gonna say yes. So um, I'm just trying to think what the Let me just I'm just trying to see who is up next, pretty much. But based on what I understood, it's gonna be Charles Oliveira. So it just might be Charles that gets the chance to fight what's his face, um, Dustin Poirier. But we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see what happens. So let me see. Okay, so here we go. Yeah, I mean, first is Gagey, so I mean they can actually run one back between Gagey. But then they can also do Charles and Justin, and the winner of that gets Dustin, considering Khabib is still retired. So at this point, we're gonna have to wait. But man, oh man, that was one definite shocking KO. Because I thought Conor was gonna be the one delivering the KO, considering he's never been knocked out before. And when someone has never been knocked out in their life, that means they're very active on the feet, right? So we'll see what happens next. But I think right now it's gonna be Um, I mean, the next fight in essence would have been Dustin and Khabib, but Khabib is retired. So, as to what is to happen next, I mean, we're gonna have to wait and see. We really don't know. But as for now, I think Charles and Justin Gagey can fight, and then Conor and Tony can fight, and that would be perfect. So, and that's if Khabib is retired. But if Khabib isn't retired, then the fight is gonna be Dustin and Khabib. Yeah, I guess, or Dustin just waits for the winner of what's his face, Justin and Charles. So yeah, we'll wait and see what happens. Let me know if you guys thought that that KO was shocking, and as to whether or not you were expecting it, and let me also know as to who you guys, excuse me, think Dustin Poirier is gonna fight next, and whether or not Khabib is gonna come back for one more fight. But like I said, I think the Khabib situation is he wants GSP, but then GSP just wants so much money to the point where UFC's like that's just not worth it for us. So it's a numbers thing at the end of the day. So glad to see the competition kind of come back in a sense because every time Conor comes back, I feel like everyone wants to fight a little bit better. I feel like Conor kind of pushes everyone a little bit more, which is a great thing, by the way. And the fact that the sport has changed ever since his entry, has proven that in itself. So drop some comments, guys. Like the video, subscribe to my channel, please. I'm here to bring you exclusive content and higher mind thinking in terms of what's gonna be happening and etc. etc. So with all that being said, guys, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I will catch you guys later. Bye bye.